Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Lucid. We are jumping back into our game with Middle-Aged Home. In the last episode, we had declared war on Sceleria, and in this episode, we will get ready and move our troops to the border, and maybe even make our initial attack. So it's turn 15, I think. A message has arrived from Sceleria. Your message of impending war on turn 17 between our nations was expected, though we would have expected it sooner. Our battle shall be glorious, and the dead will strengthen the armies of Sceleria with new recruits. Okay, so he's not too surprised. Which, yeah, is not very surprising. Okay, so the barbarians attacked and pillaged our province. Oh, I forgot about that. We had the impending barbarian attack, but it didn't happen that turn. I think it happened turn after. And that triggered this indie attack. I think we're going to have this. It may be a little close. Kind of depends how the archers do. We get one more good volley before... Oh, that hurts. And, pretty close. Okay. Yeah, we would have been okay, because even if our guys broke in the front line, which some of them did... our archers are pretty good in melee, and I think we did enough damage, it would have been okay. And that one guy's wounded, so, okay. Then we have misfortune increasing and unrest going up, and then we get some dominion. But all in all, we've gotten pretty bad events for taking luck 3. Sometimes it doesn't play out for you. Though some of that is from having low dominion score, so our luck is spreading more slowly than it would have. And you can see we have a pretty formidable army here now. So let's talk about this. This is the army which will do battle with Sceleria. We've got 3 mages for mage support. We are making our way up Conjuration. These guys are in a line formation at the front. We've got some people again in a sparse line formation behind them. We've got cavalry on each of our flanks. Some of them are on they're both on hold and attack rear. So that's how that's going to work. And then these guys are right in the middle to do Legions of Steel. They'll probably get it off twice before they go into combat. And with that, we're going to be running over this way, moving on top of this fort. And then next turn we will attack. Yeah, and I think the timing actually is going to work out perfect. We're going to be able to attack as soon as our army gets on the border. He can't attack us this turn. Neither can we attack him, but next turn we can. And that should work out just fine. We're going to get 2 more preachers, and we're going to have a lot of preachers here. So his undead are not going to matter that much. Preachers you kind of want in a critical mass for... not preachers. What do you call them? Priests. You want in a critical mass for... dealing with the undead. Like 1 or 2 isn't going to do that much, but once you have about 8, you're able to really weed them out pretty quickly. Like 4 even. 4 is going to kill your undead pretty fast. And the idea is you want to kill them quickly enough that they don't really hold up your front line very much, and your front line is going to spend their time dealing with other troops. If you have 1 or 2, it would matter in a long battle, but by then the undead are already going to get to kind of do most of their job and smack your front line around a little. So anyway, we're moving up here. We're recruiting more dudes. We have a very, very small sapper corps in this army. It's not very big, so our siege strength is not going to be great. But we're also planning on more reinforcements. So like we're going ahead and we're moving this guy in with whatever we have there. And then we've got whatever was in our capital. I probably should have put this dog on him too. But they're going to be moving here. So this is going to be a small reinforcement army, which I can use to either shore up this province if he attacks me, or I can use to reinforce this one. And we're moving and patrolling too in case he decides to attack early, which I don't expect he will, but it's always a possibility. This palisade also got finished this turn, so we have a lab here. We started recruiting a mastersmith and we're upgrading it. We're also going to site search this one. We haven't yet. Here we got a fire random, and this will be important for a few things. One is my fire randoms are going to be good at doing flaming arrows, which will be nice at a certain point in the game. They also are going to be able to cast augury, so I've gone ahead and queued up. I've changed my research around. So we're going Conjuration 3 to get Summon Earth Power. Then we're going Alteration 2 to get Stun Skin for sieges and stuff when I'm worried about archers hitting my mages. And Earth Meld, more importantly. Earth Meld's pretty good against Rotarius. And then Thaumaturgy 3, and then we'll probably head up to Construction 6. I probably need to change it also. I don't think I thought about this at this point to get Strength of Giants, but we're going to do this. Thaumaturgy is going to give me Augury, so I can go ahead and site search. Right now I'm only basically Fire 1 site searching, but I want to go ahead and do Fire up to Fire 3. And I could have this guy walk around and get up to Fire 2, and that may be better, but I'd rather just go ahead and get Fire 3 searched everywhere and then not worry about it. If I were really min-maxing, I could figure out which... probably not all provinces could have a Fire 3 site. Maybe they can. In which case I could just site search Fire 2 in some places. But anyway. That's what we've got. But, check messages. So message to Sceleria. The dead of Ulm are burnt, not buried. We know but one life and one god. And then also... and yes, we're worried that we might have waited too long. Which we are a little bit. Sceleria's scary, man. Okay, message to Jotunheim. We're launching our big attack the turn you get this. So when he gets this, we'll be putting in our attack orders. So I'm just letting him know. The thing I'm worried about is I know Jotunheim lost his army. His little raiders seem to be gone. I'm worried that he makes peace with Sceleria, finding it's not a great matchup for him. And then I'm left out to dry, being 1v1 with him. And I think there's a good chance I lose 1v1. Sceleria's just so strong. I mean, if he cranks out Rotarius from all of his forts, you just can't trade cost efficiently with Rotarius and Long Dead. It's really, really hard. I mean, we're going to try. We're doing all the things we can do, like Legions of Steel, lots of banishment, but still, it's going to be really hard. So that's that. Let's go ahead and pull up the next turn, turn 16. Closing in on where I am in the real game. Okay. Conjuration completed and a bunch of events. White doves were seen flying east. This is interpreted as a sign of peace. Apparently there was actually a story event here, so let's look at it. Okay, a swallow was seen chasing an eagle. This could be interpreted as an omen of war. This can mean that you get attacked by Indies, and I don't think I pointed that out, but anyway, I did research it when I saw this event. So you can choose to pump up PD more here, but it's a really bad... It can be a really bad Indie attack where you're basically just going to lose the province even if you have PD. This is the peaceful ending to it, so it means that event sequence ended without us getting attacked. And then a local sect has flourished. Their leader preaches that labor is for the wicked. So another bad event. Another bad event. Population going down and unrest going up. And then we have a good event where we get some heat and fire gems. But all in all, Luck 3 has not been great for us. And, you know, I'm sure it will turn around. Law of large numbers, luck is going to turn out to be good. But so far, it hasn't really been helping us. It's really nice when you get a really good luck event in the early game. And you get like 1,000 gold that you can use to put up an extra fort or something. Well, we didn't walk into that this game. But anyway, those are the events, and now it's time to attack. So, if we look at it, he's got a small little raiding force here. It is highly unlikely he marches this small force into here, which means he has only one very predictable move, which he's going to take these guys and raid. So we're going to preach here. We've got 20 PD, which is a lot. And it's barbarians, which are pretty decent. And then we've got these guys. Now, I probably should have put these guys behind my PD so that I take less attrition. So that's kind of a mistake. But it's okay. That's a pretty easy group of dudes. He could also attack me from here into this. I don't think it's likely. And the thing is, I don't know what he has in this province. So, it's possible he moves a significant force here. And then that plus PD on top of his castle could be risky. So this is an easy move, moving these guys here to defending this, but I'm kind of torn with what I should do with this group. On one hand, I could just move here. On the other hand, I could move here. If I move here, I threaten his cap. And if I threaten his cap, that's going to force him to be more predictable, like defend his cap. And then, let's say he has a big army here that he moved here, and I threaten his cap. He's probably going to take a lot of this army and move it back so that he can defend his cap. So if I move here and then I move here, he's probably going to have a lot of his troops on his cap, and that will open up this fort to being sieged down. So that's kind of my thinking. It's kind of like a check in chess. I'm like checking his king. That's a little bit what this is. So this is going to force him into this, which will probably open up a lot of his lands also to Jotunheim, so Jotunheim can come in here and raid a little better, which will be good. We need to start grinding Sceleria down. And I think that's it. Let's look at our formation real quick. Basically the same thing. It's these guys on the flanks. We've got a bunch of preachers scattered in here, and then our mages. The thing with these preachers is they're a little close. I probably would be a little better scooting my whole formation back some. Because if he does have apostasy spam, it will target these preachers, which will be a bit annoying. I would rather not have that happen. But yeah, losing a preacher is not a huge deal. I think I have one holy mage. So this guy, where is he? Oh, he's right here. So he's a little bit farther back, but, you know, he's probably in range, and that's probably who apostasy would target first, so that's a little dangerous. Definitely don't want to be giving Sceleria one of those guys. Conjuration, we'll be up to Conjuration 3 next turn, so it is a good thing that we ended up bringing those gems, just because we will be using that for our first Legions of Steel, but after that we'll be able to do Summon Earth Power and stuff like that. We also went ahead and put one of the Earth Boots on these guys, so that we'll be a little bit more efficient casting out Legions of Steel. In terms of construction, we are making our first... we made the first batch of Dwarven Hammers last turn. This guy's got a Dwarven Hammer and Earth Boot, so he's going to be making more Dwarven Hammers, and we gave the second Dwarven Hammer to this dude, who is going to be cranking out Alquills now. Probably for forever. Though there are a bunch of other good air items we might switch him to later. We've started constructing a palisade here, I think, last turn, and we're site-searching this province. So we still have the possibility to get a little bit more air, but you can see we've mostly done the air, fire, earth site search for most of our provinces. The only ones we haven't are Ulm, which we can't, Lost Trails, which we're doing this turn, and this province, which we're doing this turn. So we'll have finished most of our basic site searching this turn. The good thing about that is we can take these air randoms and stick them back in a lab, and very quickly we'll have hammers for them to go about making Alquills. So that will be very good. So we'll see how this goes. Let's go ahead and pull up the next turn. Turn 17. Here we go, turn 17. So we got 5 gems from Bandarlog. He was asking me if I could forge him Alquills, and so I told him I will make them for him for 5 of any gem he wants to spend, just to be flexible. And he wanted to, he had, I think, a little bit of a surplus of Astral Gems, so those are what he chose to pay me in. So I will be sending him an Alquill this turn, which I'll just show you. Let's see, Alquill to Bandarlog. And here we go. We finished Conjuration 3, and then we finished Alteration 1. And we found a site, so that's really good. An Enchanted Tower, so that's an Earth 1 site. And we searched there, didn't find anything. Okay, and so our basic site searching is done. It was okay, but not great. Our air income is better than could be expected, I think. But, I don't know. It's pretty reasonable. If you search your whole thing for Air 1 and you have 4 air income, that's kind of normal. The thing we got really lucky in was getting air randoms early, so we could get Air 1 searched in all of our provinces this quickly. Okay, so Sceleria appears to have attacked me with a bunch of undead, and I've got a priest here, I've got archers. Now I may get some friendly fire from these crossbows. How many it looks like we have 2 priests. Okay, they seem to aim pretty well. But banishment is just kind of punishing these guys. Let's see if the banishment lands again. Okay. And so that is how that one went. You can see we killed them all. We lost 3 dudes, and we... Oh, these were all PD. Where was this? This must have been our fort. Yeah, it doesn't look like they attacked us in that other province. Here's our army. And there's really nothing here, just a little bit of PD. So let's see, I think this was their fort. Yeah, this was our fort. So he didn't attack here, he attacked here. So that's nice. I think we can go ahead and move up here and attack. And he definitely had more dudes here than I thought. So this is a pretty big group. And now this is a lot of dudes here, 60 and 60, and I don't know how many he has in any of these provinces. But this is probably enough to scare the shit out of him, because he knows if I get this on his cap and he has most of his reanimators in here, he's in big trouble. The problem is, I don't really want to fight 70 Rotarius and all of these guys and an unknown number of dudes here. So we're not going to attack there. What I expect he would do if I were him is I would move most of my forces here in patrol, and I would send a small raiding squad here to kill whatever I've put in here. So what we're going to do instead is I've gotten some mercs. I bid on mercs last turn. I got a lot. I got the archers and the heavy horsemen, and I put them here. So the heavy horsemen I'm actually going to send in here. And they're going to be on a flanking maneuver with a little bit of PD in front, and they're going to run around and hopefully crush whoever he sends in to raid this. Meanwhile, this little group, which did not get attacked, is going to run forward and take this province from him. If he sends all of these guys into here, I will lose this battle. But I don't think that's likely, because I think he's going to send most of these guys to his cap. Because if he doesn't send anybody to his cap from any of these other provinces and only patrols with what he has and I send in what I have, I think I would win that battle. And then that would probably be the end of Sceleria. So he can't afford to not send people. So he's going to probably send a small raiding party here. I'm going to hopefully kill it with these heavy cav. He's only got a few dudes here, and this fort just finished upgrading, so I think we're going to go sit on that. And I'm going to move basically all these guys in. It's a very similar formation with these archers. I'm also moving in some dudes from that are on this commander. They're kind of in a really weird formation. I don't know why I have them on guard commander, but I do. But it's not really going to matter. Basically, we're just going to come in here and take this, and then I'm going to hand the guys from this dude onto someone else. I'm also bringing in more mage and priest support. So, just having one more guy to spam out Legions of Steel will be good. Alteration, we're almost at Alt 2, then we'll be at Thaumaturgy 3. And you can see I've got Construction queued up. I'm going to change to Enchantment, I think, in a turn or two. So, there's some things that, the important thing about when you play your turns, and you've probably noticed me doing it already, is you think, what do you think the other person's going to do if you were them? So you have to kind of play their turn, and then you play your turn. So I've played his turn, and the thing is with good players, they know you're doing that, and so they'll try to be unpredictable. Like, the predictable move for me would be to test his cap. So I'm going to go here instead. But also, I might not want to take his cap, because if I take a ton of losses, I really want Jotunheim to take at least a proportionate share of the losses. Like, ideally, he takes all the losses and I take none, and I take infrastructure, because the more troops I lose, the less territory I can take. So, ideally, Jotunheim takes a lot of the losses. Now, even better would be neither of us take losses and we just crush Sceleria, but let me tell you, with all of these undead and Rotarius running around, that's not how it's going to be. So that is that. Did we go through events? Tax income +5, or province income +5, and then Misfortune up, which I think this is kind of like a neutral event. So that is that. And I think that's the end of this episode, so thank you guys for watching. You can see it is starting to get pretty spicy with Sceleria, so make sure you tune in for the next episode, and we'll see how it goes.